Our healthcare money plan can help you and your employees save 30 to 50% or more on healthcare costs in retirement.
That's right. In this video, we will show you how we can help you do that. We're Shannon and Michael. We are with Healthcare Genius, and we are always here to help. Before we kind of get into the details here, Michael, who are the employers who are eligible to save 30 to 50% on healthcare costs in retirement for their employees?
So today we're going to talk about kind of a unique niche offering for employers that have defined benefit plans. Now those can include a defined benefit or a cash balance plan or even a money purchase, but those are the companies that qualify for what we call a 401h account. And it's a little known way to literally save that 30 to 50% or more, depending on what your tax bracket is.
Okay, so 401h, that kind of sounds like 401k. Is there a relation there?
It's all these different code sections of the tax code. It happens to be one that allows for, again, these specific employers to set that up inside of their defined benefit plan. And they can create this account, they can contribute money into it. It obviously, the employer's contributing in that, so the employee's not having to pay tax on it. Then when the employee retires, they can draw from that account on a tax-free basis. The growth inside the accounts are tax-free as well, but it allows the employee to take those dollars out to pay for their Medicare Part B premiums, Part D premiums, any supplemental, and any out-of-pocket costs, including even long-term care costs. They can pay for those premiums out of this plan. So very unique, not widely used. Very few defined benefit plan administrators are even aware of this option, but it's actually used quite a bit in governments. And it's something that every employer who has a defined benefit plan, a cash balance plan, should be looking at, because the tax savings are tremendous.
Yeah, I mean, when you're talking about this, you're talking about the tax savings for both the employer, the employee, and on the growth. It sounds so unique to me, but there is one thing that it kind of reminds me of, and that's an HSA or a health savings account. So what are the differences? What are the similarities to an HSA, which if you've watched our channel, you know that we preach all the time about how powerful an HSA is. How does that kind of relate to a 401h? How are they like?
It's definitely different. There's a lot of rules around it, but health savings account is limited in what you can put into it. This also is limited, but it's a much higher amount that can be contributed. I mean, literally, we see some employers where they're able to accumulate $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 for employees in these healthcare accounts if they do it early enough.
Yeah.
And believe me, as we talk, $300,000 or $400,000 may or may not even be enough to cover the cost of healthcare for people in their 40s and 50s for sure.
Right.
But even in their 60s, it still may not be enough.
Right. I mean, for most people, it's not enough actually. And again, if you've watched any of our other videos, you know that. And these costs are only getting higher. And so as much as we love HSAs, probably the biggest downside is there is a cap on what you can contribute. So this 401h kind of seems like a super HSA.
That's exactly what it is. It's a super HSA. So, this is something that every employer, and I mean every employer with a defined benefit plan or a cash balance plan, needs to take a look at. They should be looking at this for their employees because it will make a tremendous difference in what their retirement looks like. And remember, we always talk about our theme is we want to help you hit your retirement oasis, and this is one of the ways to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have talked a lot about how employees' number one concern about retirement is how they're going to pay for healthcare in retirement. So this is a phenomenal way to solve that problem. Plus, as an employer, it kind of maximizes your dollars that you're using to help your employees in retirement.
That's right. And one other thing, so if you want to have an idea, we have a crystal ball, or at least that's what we like to call it, that will help you forecast what healthcare costs are going to look like. We actually have a quiz down below. You'll see in the comments section that you can click on the link, go and answer some of those questions. We're going to give you a report. That report is going to show you what healthcare costs look like, and we're actually going to take into account Social Security, because a lot of people don't realize that those healthcare premiums for Medicare come directly out of your Social Security check. So we're going to show you what that looks like, and then that'll give you an idea of what your specific costs may be when you retire so that you can plan accordingly.
That's right. And this crystal ball, as we call it, this quiz that ends up in this great report is completely complimentary, totally free. So take it, share it with all your employees, everybody you know. It's so important to know what your healthcare costs are going to be in retirement so you can plan accordingly. And if you're an employer, so you can help your employees plan accordingly. Again, we're Shannon and Michael. We're with Healthcare Genius. If you have any questions at all about 401h's or anything related to healthcare in retirement, go ahead and let us know in the comments below. If you haven't already, subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell so you know when we come out with new videos.